Spider-Man No Way Home is a movie that happens to be really good. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I will be talking about Spider-Man No Way Home. And yeah, let's just get started, I guess. So, what are my opinions on Spider-Man No Way Home? It's a good movie. It is very good, and I honestly did not expect it to be this good. I expected it to be decent since it's a Spider-Man movie, and I do really enjoy the Spider-Man movies. I have watched all of them. I've watched the three original Tobey Maguire ones. I've watched the Andrew Garfield ones, the Amazing Spider-Man ones, and I've watched the three new ones with Tom Holland. So I have seen them all. I've also seen Spider-Verse, by the way, which I think is the best Spider-Man movie, but everyone has their own opinions. Anyways, back on topic. I have seen all of the Spider-Man movies, so I did expect this to be good because I have loved all of them so far. But it quite outdid my expectations. I did not expect it to be this good, and I was pleasantly surprised, which is always a good thing. I will also say though, before I watched the movie, I had minor concerns about them bringing back the old villains. I was really afraid that this would all be one big nostalgia bait, and that this movie would just be like, oh look guys, please go watch this movie because we're bringing back old characters that you all love, and this is really the only reason you should watch this movie. But luckily it was not like that, and they actually did make a good movie without just focusing on the fact that the old characters are back, which that's appreciable, and that's a really good thing about the movie. One thing that I also really want to compliment the movie about is its fight scenes are absolutely incredible. Like in Homecoming and No Way Home, the fight scenes were definitely really good, but they felt kind of underwhelming because Spider-Man felt kind of weak in those movies. But in this one, it is really good, and his strength is actually on good level. It's not too powerful, it's not too weak, so because of that the fight scenes are quite extensive and they are really impactful, and I really love that about the movie. One small negative thing about the movie though that I do really want to bring to light real quick is the pacing. I think all of it just goes a little bit too fast, and they could have handled it a little bit better. I mean, if the movie was a little bit longer, I would not have minded, because it just feels really fast. Like everything happens so fast. I would go more into detail about what happened so fast, but then I would get into spoiler territory, and I don't want to spoil the movie for you guys if you haven't seen it yet. But yeah, I just felt like it could have gone a little bit slower. But that's really my only problem with the movie. That's all I have to complain about. Every other aspect about the movie is absolutely perfect. Just a quick heads up before I start talking about the next thing. The next couple minutes of this video will have spoilers in them for the movies. So if you haven't seen the movie yet and you want to avoid spoilers, I suggest you skip to the timestamp on the screen right now to watch the rest of the video and avoid the spoilers that I'm about to mention. And these are pretty big spoilers as well, so if you haven't seen the movie yet, I really advise you to skip ahead or come back to this video later so that you don't get spoiled. With that said, let's move on with the video. It starts way too quickly. Okay, like I mentioned before, the pacing is a little bit too fast. And since this is a spoiler segment, I can now go more into detail about what and why I think some of the segments are a bit too fast. So I'm just gonna start with the beginning, and I mean literally just the beginning, because the start of the movie is already way too fast. It is not natural how fast the start of the movie is. It starts off right where Far From Home left off, which is after it got revealed that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. And of course it makes sense to start right there because that's where the last movie left off. But I feel like it would have been smarter if maybe include a couple scenes from Far From Home, or like maybe include like scenes from like old Spider-Man movies and the Andrew Garfield movies, so that we have like an idea of that those two will also be in the movie. It would have been a lot less hype, but it would have made the pacing of the movie a little bit better. Also, the segment with the villains in like Peter's home, that also went really fast, because Green Goblin went from a good guy to a bad guy in like 2 seconds. And I know that was his entire plan, to like trick them into thinking he's a good guy, but secretly is evil. But they could have handled that transition better, man. They could have handled it slower, they could have handled it better, and that's really my big problem with this movie. The fact that it's just a little bit too fast. I mean, I really don't feel like it would have been that bad if the movie was like an extra 10 minutes or something. But hey, it's fine, I guess. Also, something really controversial that I'm about to say, and probably is gonna make a lot of people mad. Even though it was really cool that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield were in the movie, it was really unnecessary for them to be there. Like, sure, they help Tom Holland defeat the 5 bad guys at the end of the movie. But I mean, like, really? Did the two of them really need to be there? You know, like, I know it's really cool that they're there, and it's really amazing that the old Spider-Man are there. Yeah, it's cool and everything, but it just feels a little bit unnecessary. Please don't hate me. Also, this scene, like, what the fuck was that? What is this? Please explain. This is a little bit sus, but I don't. Okay. Moving on. This next part is probably the highlight of the movie for me. Just this fight scene between Tom Holland, Peter Parker, and the Green Goblin. It was so emotional, and it was so good. Like, he was just so mad at Green Goblin for killing Aunt May that he just straight up punched him, like, hit after hit, and it was so emotional, and it was just a beautifully executed scene, and probably the best scene in the movie for me. It was so good, and I absolutely loved the emotion in this scene. And the fact that he still didn't kill Green Goblin, even though he was like really mad at him, it's just wow. Actually, wow. Just a beautifully executed scene. I just had to mention that. It was so good. And then we have the ending, which I still am not sure how I'm supposed to feel about. Because at the end of the movie, everyone forgets who Peter Parker is. Not just that he's Spider-Man, they just completely forget that he's a person that they know. Like, he's been completely erased from everyone's memories, and it kind of sucks. But it's a good way to end the movie, sort of, kind of, I don't know. Because, like, this kind of reverses everything that has happened, and it's like, I don't really know how to explain it. I'm conflicted at this ending. It's good, but also it's kind of, I don't know. But yeah, that's pretty much my opinion on the ending. One final thing I want to mention is that I was just a little bit disappointed about the fact that Tom Hardy was not in this movie. I mean, he was in the post-credit scene, but even then, he still got teleported back to his own universe, so he won't be there to play Venom in the next Spider-Man movie, which is kind of disappointing. But hey, it's not that bad. Venom will still be in it because there was like a piece of the symbiote left behind. So yeah, that's fine, I guess. All in all, is this movie worth watching? Is it worth your time? Is it worth 2 hours and 19 minutes of your life? To that I say yes. It is definitely worth watching. If you haven't watched it yet, then I advise you should watch it as soon as possible, because it's kind of iffy when you can watch things in the cinema anymore because of like that whole virus thing, and it kind of sucks. But hey, if you ever get the chance to watch this movie, then I definitely advise that you do actually watch it. Even if it was a bad movie, you should still have watched it, because the way that Marvel does their movies nowadays, it's like you have to watch all of their movies in order to follow along with the story. But yeah, that was my video on Spider-Man: No Way Home. If you enjoyed I was about to say if you enjoyed the movie. If you enjoyed the video, then leave a like, subscribe to the channel. I do content like this sometimes where I talk about movies. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.